Jim, one last thing, and then we'll get to Raw and more. Nick Khan, as we are recording, I guess he did an interview either live or recently with Bill Simmons on his podcast. And there are a few quotes here going around. Let me get your thoughts on these. Nick Khan expects a number of AEW wrestlers to jump ship to WWE once their contracts expire, is what Cultaholic Wrestling wrote. Here's the quote. In terms of the other wrestling promotional company, they have a lot of talented wrestlers, and we're happy about that. When, contractually, they are available to talk to and have conversations with, assume a number of them will come over. Nothing but respect to the father who finances it and owns the Jaguars and all those other things. So that's the first quote. Let's stop there. I mean, that's not tampering, but literally assume a number of them will come over. He knows that they want to go there. That's the thing. WWE is aware that when someone on AEW TV gets in better shape or does really good stuff, they're hoping they can get out of their contract soon and go to WWE. They know that.
Yes. Well, and besides, they don't even have to watch the TV and see who's doing push-ups. There are no secrets behind the scenes in the world of pro wrestling. If a guy in one company knows a guy in the other company, he can make his intentions or his desires or his hopes, dreams, aspirations, whatever you want to call them, he can make them known via the Underground Railroad. And the thing is, again, it's not that hard to figure out, folks. And I hate to even tell people again. I feel like I'm repeating myself. There was a time when the shoe was on the other foot. And if you were a talented young wrestler who felt he had something to offer and could go somewhere, did you want to put your career in the hands of Vince McMahon, this brain-rotted fucking octogenarian pervert billionaire that was just doing weird shit? Or did you want to go with this new young upstart company that was giving all these young guys a chance? So of course you'd go there. But then when the worm, as they say, turns, and now all of a sudden the pervert octogenarian billionaire is out of the business, and now it's the fucking mentally screwy 40-year-old billionaire. When this other company is firing on all cylinders and is owned by a goddamn the movie people in Hollywood and riches and fame and fortune, and they're selling out and setting records, and they're using young guys and making them stars, or 5 years of this screwy shit show where the indie-minded fucks have run off the only major stars they've had, and everybody's in business for themselves, and there's no structure or leadership. As I said, you can either take the money, or you can take the money for a short period of time until you feel like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And now there's nothing. Why would you give this guy, Tony Khan, 5 years of your life when there's nothing stopping you on the other side, if they're interested, from potentially getting over, because you don't have to worry about Vince's goddamn screwy whims? It seems like more people are getting a chance based on at least some of their ability and appeal. So it's not hard to figure out. And the people that are going to be happy and loyal and content with AEW are the indie-minded fucks that ain't going to get a goddamn chance anywhere else, and they know that. Who else would have ever put Chuck fucking Taylor on national television on a wrestling program? There, right there, shows you everything you need to know. The fact that nobody could go up to this guy and say, sorry that they've made such a nice guy, let's put him on TV. Are you glad that the generals that are fighting the battles in war say, well, you know, my brother-in-law, he's such a nice guy, let's put him on the front line. He's a fuck up and a coward. He's not equipped for the job, but he's nice. See, that's the thing. If you're convinced that you can be an accomplished talent without being anybody's brother-in-law or a fucking nice friend to somebody, then you're not going to want to tie yourself up in AEW, are you?
Specifically, what are your thoughts on nothing but respect to the father who finances it and owns the Jaguars and all those other things?
Well, and again, he's speaking to the adult in that room. It's his little way of explaining to Tony without explaining to him that we don't take you seriously, kid. I'm sorry. This is a big organization over here, and we're a big business, and this is a vanity project for you that your father, who made these billions of dollars, is financed. And if it was that's why I've said that. Remember what at first they were offering, they being the WWE, were offering over market value to get guys not to jump 5 years ago because they didn't know what it was going to be.
Right.
Now that they've seen what it is, now they're reacting accordingly. Sure, they'll fucking put a TV special on and opposite their pay-per-view or try to run the market or do the little things because everybody does that. But the bigger thing is they're no threat now. AEW is in no way a threat to the WWE, so they can sit back a little bit. They can pick fucking talent. They can pick their shots. And they mostly let Tony and the rest of his, brain trust tie their own nooses and hang themselves in it. And then they take advantage of it. CM Punk walked right in time for the biggest fucking 3 shows of the year.
Cody walked right in time for WrestleMania.
Yeah. Amazing how these things happen. And Tony cooperated with both of them unknowingly.
Bill Simmons suggested WWE shouldn't sign too many wrestlers because it would result in some being wasted. To which Nick Khan replied, "That's something we won't do. We won't sign and bench people. We sign people who we want to use. If another entity signs and benches people now, that is not something we would do." Who's he speaking to there?
Well, you know who he's talking to. If they sign somebody and they're going to give them regular money, that means they expect regular work and they're going to try to get something out of them. And I know there's going to be somebody out there saying, well, I've been trying to get booked and trying to work. Well, maybe they just don't see anything for you right now, or maybe in the future. Because here's the thing. When they pick up some more talent, eventually they're going to let some go. But the some they let go is going to be meaningless in their overall scheme of things. And they're probably going to have been presented as pretty low on the cards. So they're not going to be a bonus to Tony. Whereas at least when Tony lets people sit out and be forgotten about, he's not making them look stupid every week on TV. So there's something to be said for that. But no, he's making these pointed remarks to let everybody know that the WWE realizes their competition is Shad Khan and him alone. And they respect him for the money he's made, but they're not considering any of the rest of this anything that they need to lose any sleep over.
One last Nick Khan quote about Cody Rhodes. Cody started part of another league, and then you sort of saw him fade out over there. It was something that we talked about at WWE. It was like, well, this is interesting. It used to be, hey, this is about the wrestlers. This is about empowering the wrestlers. Cody's one of the co-founders. And then that narrative shifted. And that's when we decided, when we knew contractually we could make the call, to make the call and say, hey, why don't we get together and have a conversation? The deal was done in minutes, and boom, he returned to WrestleMania 2022 at AT&T Stadium. Just 3 years ago, a year later, he was in the main event of WrestleMania 2023 at SoFi.
And the rest is history. And it
sounds like he's openly pitching AEW talent without doing it. I mean, I know he's not doing it for that reason necessarily, but everything he's saying is...
Well, he's illustrating how easy it was and how easy it could be. If you have something that we are interested in, unnamed wrestlers out there, this is how easy it could be, and this is what could happen. And I mean, it's only common sense, but he's putting it out in a professional manner instead of, at a media scrum at 3:00 in the morning. We're going to have great matches and fuck them.
Well, here's something interesting. Khan also talked about having previously been CM Punk's agent and now working with him at WWE and his reputation as a locker room cancer. Here's a quote. It was so obvious to me that he wasn't a cancer. And having been an agent, assume I have dealt with some personalities that were not the easiest from time to time. That's part of the job. I always found him to be a gentleman. I always found him to be honest, responsive, and I felt if he was that way outside of the company, if given an opportunity to come back to the company, he would be that way, and he said he would be, and he's been a gem to work with. It all goes back to AEW.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it all goes back to AEW, and I mean, it's amazing. This, I don't know what you call it, this gap is going to get wider, I think, even if WWE starts cooling down. But there it is, the AEW section of the show. Jim, perhaps after listening to all that nonsense, you want to hear some good tunes and just jam out.
Well, I don't know whether I want to do that or not. I might want to jelly out. No sense giving jam all the fun, but I'll tell you what you might want to do. You might want to jam some of the Raycon everyday earbuds in your mother's ears. Because Mother's Day is coming up, Brian. You're aware of this. You know a mother in your family.
That's right. We have a mother in the house.
There you go. You got one close. You can just sneak up behind her and take one of these in each hand and pop them in her ear. She won't know what hit her.
Wouldn't do that. But no one else should do that. They're for your own use.
Well, whether she sees you coming or not, your mother will trust you. Folks out there, your mother will trust you. So she won't notice you sneaking up on her, but you'll have the Raycons. And you're ready to surprise her for Mother's Day. And that way, she won't have to listen to you yammering. No mother wants to hear her kids yelling and screaming about wrestling and all that other stuff. Maybe even the grandkids, perhaps you've procreated. Well, and now your mother has to listen to these slimy little crumb-snatching rugrats screaming and whining around. I'm telling you, get Mother for Mother's Day, the Raycon Everyday Earbud. She can relax, recharge, enjoy her favorite music, maybe a little Anne Murray, some podcasts.
Anne Murray.
Hopefully mothers don't listen to our podcast. Well, what do mothers listen to these days?
How old is a mother in your eyes? What age group are you thinking about?
Well, they can be a brood mare for the state anywhere between the ages of 18 and 50 something, so okay. I'm told.
Anyone under 50, you think they're listening to Anne Murray?
Well, Snowbird. I'm telling you, that's a tune that'll relax your mom. You want your mother relaxed. You want her, she'll positively be comatose from Anne Murray. But anyway, the latest model of the everyday earbuds is better than ever. The 32-hour battery life, the multi-point connectivity. Mom can pair with two devices at once. Let her walk on the wild side a little bit. And with the quick charge function, 10 minutes of plugging it in will give you 90 minutes of battery. So she can just plug it in and go. If mom's going out maybe on a bike run with the Hells Angels or something, quick, or she's committed a crime, got to leave in a hurry. And they started just half the price as other premium audio brands. So you can get two of these for the same price as one of the other ones. And then you've got quadraphonic sound. But now, Brian, apparently you cannot put two in your ears and two in your nose to get the quadraphonic sound. You have to put two in your ears, and then you have to call a friend and put two in his ears and stand back to back.
No.
And you will both have quadraphonic sound.
That is not how it works. It doesn't have to be back to back, not belly to belly. Don't stick anything in your ear. Mind your own business. If you want to get one for someone, give it to them as a gift and walk away. Back away. Let them do their thing. And worry about your earbuds.
If you back away, what they're going to stick in you is going to go in the wrong place.
What?
But I'll tell you
now they're sticking it into you. This whole story took a turn right there. It was you were sticking it into their ears, and now what's happened?
When you're getting the quadraphonic sound while standing back to back with one guy, some things can happen. But nevertheless,
Never.
If your mom doesn't like her Raycons, what kind of ungrateful bitch is she? But she's your mother, not mine out there. So
your mom is very nice, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone loves your mom.
There's got to be one mother out there that's just a giant bitch. Kyle's mom, she's a bitch, a big fat bitch. She's a big fat bitch. Oh, yes, she is. She's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a bitch to all the boys and girls. That's Kyle's mom. But if your mom doesn't like her Raycons, they offer a 30-day happiness guarantee return policy with no questions asked. Because you don't want to ask a mother questions. Mothers do not like to be questioned. So right now, folks, if you've got a mother or you are a mother or you'd like to make someone else a mother, maybe this will impress them and you'll get that much closer. Go to buyraycon.com/JCE. That's buy, BUYRAYCON, buyraycon.com/JCE, 20% off site-wide right now. Don't wait. This offer could be yanked out from under you like the rug at any minute. The need you'd be tumbling through space, confused and forlorn. Buyraycon.com/JCE, 20% off site-wide, even on the quadraphonic ones. Now, you can be dressed if you need to be when you're back-to-back with that other guy for the quadraphonic sound, but if you get naked, the treble response is not as tinny.
None of that is true. But the part that is true is, of course, that they're great earbuds from Helix.
Well, then some of it is true.
I was about to say Helix. From Raycon, not Helix. Raycon's a great mattress. No, Helix is a great mattress. Raycon's a great earbud. And we're talking about Raycon. Raycon.com/buyraycon.com. By God.
By God.
/JCE.
Do they have a mattress that you can sleep on with earbuds in the mattress so you can listen to your tunes while you're asleep?
We're trying to set up a joint venture where somehow we would be a third party involved that makes money off the deal but doesn't actually do anything.
Well, would they call them then Ray Sleep or Heel Ray?
SleepCon.
That sounds more like a fan fest.
All right. Well, once again,
where you get together and you get a bunch of people who are enthusiasts of sleep. And you get them together and you have cots next to each, and they all lay down on the cots, and it's SleepCon. And while they're asleep, folks, you sneak in and you stick some Raycon everyday earbuds in their ears. They'll never know the difference. Buyraycon.com/JCE, 20% off site-wide. That's the end of that.